All right, so let's continue talking about money. So I have an idea. How about when you just don't have enough money? You know what I mean? What do you do when you don't have enough money? Right? This can be a bit of a conundrum, but this is a great idea because it just helps me touch on other parts. Going back, being younger, a teenager, or a little, pre teenager. Um, yeah, I mean, I didn't have money to go spend with people, but hold on. At the same time, I wasn't exactly. There was nothing uh, that I was really lacking. You know what I mean? There were a lot of things that I wanted to do, but it wasn't the money that was holding me back. Sometimes we believe that a lack of money is holding us back from doing activities or having fun or doing whatever we want, and that's simply not the case. It's not always a shortage of money that I can't do something. You know what I mean? It's like, let's say you're in your early 20s, right? And you're graduating university, okay? And your friends were always into, your friends were always into, let's say, modifying vehicles. Okay, let's say, your Honda Civic. Okay, they love modifying Honda Civics, right? They'll make it really fast so that they can beat a stock Mustang on a highway, for example, and then they get this incredible feeling. You know what I mean? Not only do they get adrenaline while racing the Mustang on the highway, you know what I mean, but winning and beating a more expensive car, to me, it does. I mean, the throw makes no sense, to be honest, because you have a Honda Civic, for example. He's got a Mustang. Now, stock, his car is worth way more than yours and is way faster and way more powerful, right? Although your car is lighter, so that's something. But I mean, their whole idea is that, let's say the stock Mustang brand new is 40,000. Their Honda Civic used was $7,000. Okay, six, seven, $8,000. That's less than half the value of. No, sorry, that's like a quarter. That's like one less than a quarter or one fourth of the value of the Mustang. Okay. Now you raise now. This is the whole idea. He might have bought it for 6 grand, 7 grand, 8 grand, but he put 5 grand in there, and now that is smart. Now, if he was to put 35 grand into that vehicle to make it faster, and then he beat the guy, now that obviously doesn't make sense. But obviously, people are not. These guys are not that stupid, right? So he's putting 5,000 into his car. It cost him like 12 grand total. Okay, 4 or 5 grand. With 12 grand spent on this vehicle, he's about to dust a Mustang, right? But he's modded the engine and then everything he could to the vehicle, and maybe he did it himself. Now the group of guys is all doing it themselves, right? Now you want to get in there too, right? All right. Now imagine this scenario. You want to start doing it too. And you got, let's say you got the money too, because you were saving up for a Mustang and you got about 22 grand saved up to buy yourself a vehicle. You can do this easily, right? Now, number one, you don't like Honda Civics and cheap cars. Number two, you got no, you don't see yourself getting kicks out of beating stock cars. Those cars are stock. Your car is modded, so you don't really get a kick out of it. Number three, you don't find it safe to drive that fast in a used older light vehicle because it can cause a crash. Okay, you got 3 reasons that you don't want to get into that. And it's not even about the money. This may actually cause you to stray away from this group. And the funny thing is, you might end up, it might take a year, 2 years, but now you've saved up and now you're in the group of the Mustangs. You see how life is it's crazy. Money, people think that, oh, if I won the lottery, bam, it doesn't work like that, man. Sometimes you believe that a shortage of money is stopping you. It's a shortage of other things too. I know all about it. because whether money was a factor or not a factor, I know that I was always at level 0 or level 1. And you know, I mean everything just happens. You know what I mean? I never thought I was gonna get out of that, and yet I felt like, you know, maybe corruption was the only way while being at that level, thinking of my cheap tricks. I've talked about cheap tricks, doing cheap tricks to beat somebody at a higher level. And doing cheap tricks to zigzag and not really zigzag, but doing cheap tricks to kind of, let me get the right word. I got it. I just gotta get it in my, doing cheap tricks to achieve more money. You know, it's the only way. That would be the only way. Now, and that's what led me into robbing a bank, but the high profile, the hardcore, the all the consequences that were coming from that immediately. I mean, being arrested, taken to a police station, then going to jail for the weekend, for 3 weeks, whatever the case was. But being put into that just propelled me, just happened to propel me. Now I never thought that would happen, but it happened to propel. Well, I did, but it happened to propel me into a direction where, you know, eventually I was like, eventually I was like, okay, I finally made it out of this. I thought I could do anything in the world except for this. I thought I could do anything. I could do anything I wanted. There was nothing that was above me except for that. I thought I was gonna be forever enslaved, self-enslaved. You know, some people are self-absorbed. I was self-enslaved. You know, that I'll never get out of this slavery. You know what I mean? I'll never figure out, you know, anything. You know what I mean? But that's my point. You know, people, if I had more money, I do. No, it doesn't work like that, man.